Thank you. It is so good to be here. I just feel all this positive energy in the room, and I'm just excited. I've been working with teenagers now for over 13 years, and I get to see your good days, and I get to see your bad days. And the thing that is awesome about that is that we all have both good and bad days, right? Today, I get the honor to talk to you about a trend. You guys already stated it this morning, bullying. And it's out there, it's in all of your schools, it's in all of your communities, and it's something that's really, really serious, really serious. We know it has big time implications for you, for your friends, for your schools. So today, I just have a really short time that I want to talk to you about a story about a former student of mine. I recently ran into her. She comes barreling across the room, slaps me on the back. Hey, how's it going, Mrs. Ryan? So good to see you. You know, she plops down, and I look up, and I was kind of shocked. It was Allie. And Allie looked good. She had her hair done. It was curled. She had makeup on. She looked professional. I mean, she wasn't wearing the sweatpants and the low tank top that I was used to. You know, she looked good. And she sat there, and she told me about all the things going on in her life. She had a job interview, she had a boyfriend, she had a car. It was awesome. But I gotta be honest with you, this was not the Allie that I knew and loved in high school. The Allie that I knew was a straight up bully. She was a mean girl. Does anybody know any mean girls? Not that there are any in this room, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, don't look at your neighbor, that's not nice. No, so Allie was terrifying. Like, as a school counselor, I actually like mean kids. I know, I find them just kind of interesting and challenging. She was a challenge. Drama, drama, drama. She would call you names. She was physically intimidating. She would bash you on the internet. She would socially exclude you. I mean, she was a terror. And people kind of stayed away from her, you know, because who wants to hang out with that, right? She might be nice to you now, but you knew if you crossed her, it was over. She was going after you. But she was smart enough that she did it so the adults in the building didn't really catch her. So I'd say, Allie, what happened at lunch? What? What are you talking about? Right? Do you know anybody like that? Yeah, I bet you do. So with Allie, seeing her so successful, so turned around, it really made me think, how did this happen? Like, this girl was going nowhere. She wasn't going to graduate. She didn't have friends. And here she is in front of me, a couple years later, just absolutely rocking it. Well, the thing about Allie that I knew about her back then is that she had a very rough life. She had come from a home where there was drugs, there was domestic abuse, there was violence. She had to grow up way, way too fast. Some of you may have even had a life like that or are living a life like that. I hope not. But she had a life where nobody was really taking care of her. Her siblings were in foster care. She probably should have been in foster care, but to be honest with you, I think she scared the caseworkers, so they kind of just left her alone, right? And she had such a wall, okay? Allie is like the perfect example to me that every bully has a story. You want to tweet something? Tweet that. Every bully has a story. Every person in this room has a story. But see, when we talk about bullying, we often talk about the victims. We say we need to build them up. We need to create safe zones in our school, right? We need to have assemblies that make you guys feel terrible about how you're treating one another so that you'll stop. But does it make it stop? No. So I got to thinking about what's going on with these kids. Like, who wakes up in the morning and says, yeah, me, I'd like to be a jerk store today. Like, I'd really like to have no friends and be isolated and, you know, mean, and I'd like people to hang out with me because they're afraid of me. Nobody does that. Bullying is all about control. It's all about power. And when you think of Allie, She didn't have control over so many things that were happening in her life. She couldn't control what was going on with her parents or her siblings. She had no power. She was made to feel very powerless. And sometimes when that control and that power is taken away, we will do anything to get it back. Because the scariest thing to us is to look vulnerable, is to look weak, is to be out of control. So I'm going to take it from you. I'm going to take it from you. I'm going to make you feel as bad as I feel, right? But the thing about bullies is they don't let you know that. They don't go, well, guys, here's the thing. My life really sucks, so sorry I was really mean to you, but, No, they put up the wall. They look tough. They look mean. But I promise you, every bully, every single one of them has a story. So how did Allie's life kind of turn around? Well, one thing that I think she started to realize in her life was that anger felt a lot better than sadness. Think about that. It was much easier to feel angry, right? And rage felt much better than defeat. And aggression and hostility and defensiveness feels much easier than sorrow and sadness. So with Allie, it was a very gradual process. A couple of girls in study hall started talking to her, just, everyday stuff. They thought she was funny. She was funny. She was scary, but she was funny. And they just didn't care that she was a bully. These were not popular girls. These were not, the hot girls or the cool girls. These were just good, solid, happy, nice, content girls who had friends. They had a really small group of friends. So they weren't scared of Allie. They didn't need her to be nice to them. And they kind of saw beyond it. When she would throw a fit, that's what I like to call it, when her fits. When she would throw a fit, they just go, are you serious? Come on, Allie, right? She didn't end up beating them up, so that was good, right? But they convinced her to go on a senior retreat, which I happened to be in charge of. So, like I do, I took it one step further, and I said, Allie, why don't you speak? Right? That's what this whole thing's about, like telling your story, being honest, and being open. And I really thought she was going to punch me in the face. Seriously, I was like, please don't hurt me. But eventually, she agreed. And she got up there in front of her peers, like 120 of them, and just shared her truth. She told them about the drugs. She told them about violence. She told them how lonely she felt, how alone she was. She told them how much she couldn't stand herself. She couldn't stand to look in the mirror. She was so self-conscious. She told them that drama was all she ever really knew. She was raw and genuine, and I could not have been prouder. Everybody was crying, right? And you know what those kids did? Their reaction honestly changed the entire course of Allie's life. They didn't make fun of her. They didn't go oh my God, what's she doing? They completely supported her, clapped for her, cheered for her, hugged her. And she stood up there and she said, I know this has been my past, but I really don't think it's going to be my future. And they lifted her up completely. So what can you do to stop bullying? Well, here's what I think the solution is, and it's really simple. Number one, you can be those girls in study hall. Find people that are good for you, solid, good friends, and be happy. Be positive. You guys, it's not socially acceptable, I know sometimes, to be positive. If you notice, all of you guys walk around like, ugh, class, school, sucks, college, ugh, right? I know that. But I promise you, you want to stop bullying? Get some confidence. Know who you are. Be secure in who you are. Because confident kids don't get bullied. I didn't say popular. I didn't say cool. I said confident kids don't get bullied. And they don't become bullies. Why? Because they don't need to. They don't need to take the control out of your hands. They are secure in who they are. They know who they want to be. They also don't put up with bullying, just like those girls. Allie would throw a fit and they'd just dismiss it. Like, what are you doing? We don't do that here, right? So you want to stop bullying, know who you are, and then lift each other up. Reach out in simple, little ways to take care of one another. Just reach out and connect. Because like I said, anger feels a lot easier than sadness, but you know what feels better than anger is hope. If you can give somebody 5 seconds of hope, I guarantee you, you will do so much more eradicating bullying than I will ever do in my career. I believe in you guys. I'm so proud of you for being here, and I want to thank you for letting me share this experience with you. Have a great day.